get on to the bulk of it, the money talk. Okay, the stuff that you'll probably have to deal with the rest of your life. Okay, so something to know for all these problems are these different currencies. So they'll always be using US currency, and that consists of penny, nickel, dime, quarter. Sometimes you'll see half dollar, and then there's also dollar, but the dollar is usually also like dollar bills. They might talk about dollar bills instead of like the coin, but it's the same value. So something to know are the values for each of these coins. So there's, you know, penny's 1 cent, nickel's 5 cents, dime is 10 cents, quarter is 25 cents. If you need to, half dollar 50 cents. And another thing to know is the conversion from cents to dollars. So for example, penny's like $0.01. So this is like what you'll need to know for these problems, and besides that, it should, this is basically all you need to know. And a lot of these questions with money, they try to relate to real world scenarios, so they'll talk about prices and like what's the best way to purchase something, to use the least amount of money, things like that. So let's go into some of these problems. So the first problem I have here, I'd like everyone to try this. So it's a store sells erasers with 3 options: one for 5 cents, a pack for of 4 for 18 cents, a pack of 12 for 50 cents. And James needs 82 erasers. So in order to save money, what is the least amount that he needs to pay to get 82 erasers? Try these by yourself, and please send me your progress or your result in the chat. You can direct message. Be sure to direct message. So I'll give you about 3 or 4 minutes to look over this. Please message me if you need help.
Yeah, I see someone has their hand raised. Elliot, you raised your hand. Is there something you'd like to ask?
Elliot?
Oh, I didn't raise my. Oh, I forgot to put it down.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Okay, I might give another minute or so. Don't worry if you didn't make too much progress. All right, let's start going over this. So let me go first. A few people I know who finished it. So Isabel, what kind of method did you use to do this?
Okay, so I know that 12 for 50 cents is the best deal, 4 for 18 cents is the second best deal, and 1 for 5 cents is the third best deal, or the last, or the worst deal. So I tried to use as many 12s, 12 packs, buy as many 12 packs as possible, which is 6, so that's 6 times 50, and then I have 10 uh, left to buy. So then I can buy two 4 packs with that. So that's 2 times 18. And then there's 2 left. So then that's 2 times 5. So then um, I added the products all up and then I got 346 cents or $3.46.
Cool. I'm also curious. Let's hear from one more person. Kaden, did you maybe do a similar thing or?
Yeah, I divided 82 by 12 and I got well, for an integer I got 6. So 6 times 12 would be 72 and I have 10 left, so that's 2 1 2 5-cent erasers and 18-cent erasers. So that's 10 plus 36 plus 300 cents.
Okay, cool. So yeah, let's go over it. So yeah, for what I would do is pretty similar to what they mentioned. So first, I'd say compare the prices and see which of these three options is the cheapest. Because basically, if you go for the cheapest amount, you can't really go wrong. So, um, and if you look through it, you might see that the one common factor that you can go to is, let's say I try to buy 12. So if I try to buy 12 of the 1 for 5 cents, that's 60 cents. If I try to buy 12 of the 4 for 18 cents, I pay a total of 54 cents. And the 12 is for 50 cents, so that's 50 cents. So you can think of this like, if we're just trying to buy 12, what's the best deal? Then the 12 for 50 cents is the best. And I think this is mentioned, but then, okay, so 12 for 50 cents is the best deal. So let's try to do as much of that as possible. So if you try to divide by 12, 82 by 12, you get that you can get at most 6, but then you'll have remainder 10. And then with your 10, you'll try to get as much as possible. So 10 divided by 4 is 2 remainder 2. So you can buy most 2. And you still have 2 left to buy. So that'll be the remaining for 1 for 5 cents. So the best combination would be the best deal, 6. The second best deal, 2 of those. And then the worst deal for 2. And then you can see that the third step, if you calculate the total cost, you'll get 300 cents for 6 packs of 12, 36 cents for 2 packs of 4, and 2 for 2 individual ones for 10 cents. If you add that up, that's $3.46. Does that make sense for everyone? Can I get some thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs sideways? Things okay? Okay, cool. So here's another question then. It's the same question basically, but let's say that there's another option for 20 for 85 cents. Would our answer change? What would be the best way to save money? So please send me through direct message what your answer would be for this. give everyone maybe about 2 more minutes to think about this. All right. So I'm just going to go over this. Yeah, so for this one, it might be a little tricky. So using the same steps, what we'll get is next slide. Good job. Yep. So if you look at what we did before, if you want, you could use 60. You could also try to just figure out, like, for one, how much it would cost. But 60 does go evenly into all these numbers. Like, you can find a multiple, and you'll see that 12 for 50 cents is actually still the best deal. And then the second best deal is 20 for 85 cents. So if we did what we did before, next slide, good job. You'll see that, we buy as much of the best deal as possible. So that's 6. And then the second best deal, 20, we can't buy any of those because there's only 10 left. And then you buy 2 of, you can buy 2 of the 4-pack, which is the third best deal, and then 2 of the remaining last. So if we do this, next slide, we get the same answer of 346. Is this correct? Does anyone have any suggestions about this? Anyone want to volunteer? Something that they might notice that might be wrong? I'm going to call on someone. Let's have Alrisha. Do you think that this is correct?
No.
Why not?
Because I found an easier way to do it.
Okay, that's true. So you do have to be careful about some of these questions. You always have to check certain edge cases. What I just taught you, which is like go from best deal to worst deal, that doesn't always actually work. So if we step back, so let's just keep going. So next slide. So if we just step back, look back at these prices, and maybe instead of buying 6 of the 12, what if we only bought 5 of them? And the only reason why, so next slide, the only reason why we get 5 is so that we have, let's say, remainder 22, and then we can actually get the second best deal. So if we do this instead, then we won't buy any of the 4-pack, and then we'll get 2 of the 1-pack. And so we actually can get a slightly better deal, 1 cent, save 1 more cent, and get it for $3.45. So it's just important to consider edge cases. Things like this might happen when you're dealing with these money questions. So just be careful of that. So is that what you came up with, Alicia, for the best solution?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, so let's move on to another question. So this is a different kind of question. So how many ways are there to make 10 cents using pennies, nickels, and or dimes? Please send me a direct message what you get for this. Give people another 2 minutes, another minute, maybe. All right, let's go over this. So let's go to the next slide. So for this problem, what I would do is draw a table. That way I can keep track of every single combination that I've thought of. And then for the next step is I would start with the most of the biggest amount. So start with, say, the maximum number of dimes. And then from there, slowly go down to take as much of like the big coins as possible. So 1 dime works. And then besides 1 dime, then maybe start using nickels. Okay. What's the most number of nickels? 2 nickels. So that's another combination. And then if I'm not using 2 nickels, what if I just use 1 nickel? Well, then I have 5 more cents to use for pennies, and then just all pennies. So whatever you do, just make sure that you have a way of going through every single combination. And yeah, so the reason why I like doing this maximum number of large coins is that I'll be sure to go through every single different combination of coins. So whatever method you use, just make sure that you're thorough. Okay, cool. So let's go through some review questions. So here is another question, basically. So Janet bought a bag of apples at a grocery store for $10.41. She received $4.59 in change. How much did she give the cashier? Does everyone know what this question is asking? So change, right? Change means the remainder after the purchase. So if I bought something for $20, but it was only $10, the cashier would give me $10 change. Okay, I'll go over this in one more minute. Or okay, let's just go to it. So how much did she give the cashier? The answer would be 15, and that's because the price, is $10.41. The change was $4.59, which means that she had to have given the total of those together. You can also think of this like, oh, she bought something for X amount, and you have to subtract $10.41, which is the price, and then she got back $4.59. That's like the same equation, so you'll get $15.